Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about the Mafex, the Dark Knight, no wait, what is it? Knightfall and Nightquest, Bane. So yeah, let's get to it. Because Mafex kind of, Mafex kind of, they did their thing on this one. So we normally do not get a comic book Bane, let alone one of the first appearances of Bane, because Bane has changed his looks over the years. And I gotta say, for him being a bigger figure, they kind of killed it in terms of articulation and look. Mine's has a slight paint application from the paint being smudged in package, so it's scraped right there. That doesn't bother me. I have two more on the way, one from Amiyami, one from Hobby Genki, and it's just cool because like this, oh man, this is really nice. But let's talk about it, right? It's a bigger figure. He has a gigantic head, but I feel like this really fits the original style of the art, especially when Bane first appeared, and the art back then was so good. I feel like the color was so nice then too. But maybe that's what happens when you do traditional pen and ink and color versus like the digital stuff. It's not that it falls flat. It's just that I grew up in that era. So that's just me. But articulation wise, we have a beautiful look as Mafex is able to T-pose, right? We can lift up with our neck. We can look down. We have a full robust way of articulation. What's really cool is they made enough space in his venom laced aperture that you really don't have to worry about ripping or breaking anything. The full extension and articulation are all there. We have our butterfly joint, right? That allows it to rotate around. You can push it in, and we already know it serves its purpose here. We have a beautiful double joint, a beautiful bicep swivel, right? The little hair being done is so nice too on it. I'm like, see, can you get a good look at that? It's painted on, but it's still one of those nice touches that it shows you they didn't just go for like the basic look. I wish the belt was painted in the middle, but again, that's one of those things where it's like, that's an artist rendition to choose. Our midsection is beautiful as we can shift side to side. But be aware, if you're one of those people who need your thing absolutely lined up, the lower half moves as well. So you actually get a full function rotation, right? That means if you want to pose up your Bane, by the time I get to the lower section, we're going to do some poses, so I'll show you, right? We have our drop down hips. We can lift up, see if we can actually push it past 90 degrees, which is excellent for Bane, especially when you want to break the bat, right? We do have a thigh swivel. We have a beautiful double joint. We do not get boot swivel, but we do get a lower boot swivel that can rotate left and right, but again, will cause some mix match. So again, if you're a big stiffler on that, we have a toe pivot as well. It's gonna be a little bit of a problem for you, but for me, I don't care. If it's gonna look good and it's gonna look right and natural, you're gonna have a good time. Now here, some basic fight poses you can choose for Bane, because Bane is truly a master martial artist and a master fighter, even with and without the venom. He's excellent at what he does. So it's a great time to be a Batman fan as we get Bane to add to the mix. That means I really hope we get like a red Azrael. I hope we get like the night version of Azrael as well, right? So as you can see, we can do our power up Bane. We can actually do hunched over tackles. Like this is going to be a spectacular figure, right? We are going to like really have a good time with Bane. I know I will, so I'm not sure about everybody else, but we actually can get a lot of great poses out of Bane. And if we're talking about breaking the back of Batman and doing that knee pose, and depending on which version you do, obviously, because it's been drawn so many times by so many people while Bane breaking. If you do the one knee up, right, we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna just put the arms there so we can see about our balance. I have an uneven table and I'm still able to pose him really, really well up on one knee. So you could Karate Kid somebody, or you could break the back of the bat. It's really gonna be up to you. Now, real quick, let's jump into accessories, talk about that. Hi, Riley, and we'll get to it. Hi, Riley. Now let's talk about our accessories. We do get a ton of hands and one alternative face for Bane. So let's go over the hands first. First and foremost, you're gonna get those saludos, chop hands. Yeah, gang, gang. Now, the one thing I love about Bane is that Bane is Spanish speaking, and it never feels out of place with him for some reason. And I love that. Here we are with some pointing fingers. It's just the way Bane spoke in such a cool way. It was really nice. Here we have some semi-relaxed hands. We have these open grippers. These are gonna be for mauling these smaller enemies, in my opinion, or looking with that luchador wrestling hand style. I love that Bane goes for the Luchador style. These are what I call the backbreaker hands. These are the, we can grip a whole face with these hands because Bane is so much bigger. Then what I'm going to do is, because here's what's really cool about Bane is, even though you can pop the head off, which is pretty cool, right? Because you can pop it off. Let me actually try to pop it back on. There we go. You actually lift the faceplate off the front. And it's really, really tight on there. There we go. So I'm gonna leave that like that for a second. This is our original sculpt that I just took off, our normal sculpt, right? Here is our alternative sculpt. See, the eyes are different and the more pronounced mouthpiece, almost like he's yelling through his mask. So I think that's really cool that they kind of gave him that. It's like Spider-Man, right? You can't tell what it looks like under the mask. So you kind of have this nice ability to see that. I really do love that. In case you can't see it, here's a better look. That more pronounced sculpt, especially in the middle. You can see the squinching of the face. Really beautiful. I'm a big Bane fan, especially if you read. All right, so I don't know if you guys out there read comics. For those of you that do, the Secret Six version of Bane is probably my favorite version of Bane. Like, we have a truly fleshed out version of Bane in that, and Gail Simone's and Nicola Scott's Secret Six was sensational. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I remember I was working at St. Mark's as that book was coming out, and monthly we talked about that book and how good every issue was. So shout out to Gail Simone. If you ever see this video, shout out to you, Gail Simone. But yeah, beautiful figure. I love what they've done with Bane for it. Let us get into the size comparisons where we sit down and compare to a bunch of different bat figures, I guess. I gotta go find a bunch of bat figures now. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Now we jump into the size comparison. Let me make sure I got this guy kind of standing at the best way he can. Neck straight, leg straight. We're gonna try to get our boy in the best position, so that way, you know, there's no discrepancies. So first off, I want to compare him to the Batman of the series, which is going to be our Knightfall Batman and Nightquest Batman, before he comes out with that Troika outfit. Now here we are, looking utterly fantastic. As you can see, he is actually one of Mafex's bigger figures. If not, I'm not sure if he's the first bigger figure, but he's definitely one of Mafex's bigger figures. Then we have Jean-Paul, right? The Nightquest Batman, right? So those two are going to square up. I'm definitely going to do pictures of those two squaring up, as well as him with Batman. But as you can see here, he is bigger than those guys, and that's really phenomenal. I really love the size comparison of these two. Meanwhile, Batman constantly be beating the bricks off this dude, Venom or not. So that's an achievement in itself. So shout out to you, Batman. You know where to hit somebody, because boy, if it ain't plot armor, you just be taking them out. And what's really cool is, like, plot armor back then wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. So it was really, I mean, it was still the end game, but it's really cool. Here he is next to Nightwing. Then we're gonna do a Revoltech Batman, so you can kind of see that Revoltech Batman size. And see that he truly is, even in different scales, like bigger than most figures. Next up, just in case you guys want to see him up against a Hush Batman, here's the Hush Black Batman, right? Then we have a Mezco Batman, the Sovereign Knight, in case you guys want to mix and match your styles. And as you can see, even bigger than that of the Mezco Batman. This guy is in a really nice spot of being that perfectly larger figure with a great amount of articulation. Like, it's hard to kind of beat that, right? Then when we want to compare it to, I'm going to choose one of the minor villains. Well, I shouldn't say minor, because this dude is a beast in his own, pun intended. Here we are with Mezco KG Beast, still bigger than KG Beast. So it's in a really, really good spot. That if you want him teaming up with other villains, he looks really good with them too. Just to show you another larger figure, here he is next to Scar, Son of Hulk. And even though he's smaller than him, he's not tiny. That's really awesome. Here we are with an actual 7-inch figure, which is going to be a Tusk Pilot from Cosmic Legions, and he's bigger than those guys too. So really fantastic show. Probably one of my favorite figures right now, that I'm going to definitely have some fun just kind of being creative, because Bane is also super agile. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he would jump from rooftop to rooftop having a jolly good time with that Venom. And here he is next to the Storm Collectibles version of himself. And as you can see, this one is way, way, way bigger, but he's also pumped up on way more Venom. So it's really cool to see the kind of different renditions you can get from Bane. Bonus, My main man Ichigo is in the house. This will be the last video featuring the 1.0 head sculpt. As of right now, I've gotten into 2.01, and he will debut in his own video. So yeah, check it out. So everybody say hi to Ichigo. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and enjoying this video. I hope you guys had a spectacular time checking it out. Hope you enjoy the photos at the end. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to others. And as always, please, be good, do good, drink your water. And not venom, but water. Later.